Hello everybody! So today I want to talk a little bit about traveling. As I mentioned before, I spent a lot of time traveling in the past 2 years especially, and of course in the beginning, or not of course, but in the beginning I was just going with a one-way ticket to Greece and started camping there, and then I got to know some Greek new friends, and they invited me to come on another island where they had a house, and then there I met someone else who invited me to Athens, and for some time the trip was going like this, visiting friends and meeting new people, but at some point later on I got the tip to check out a website. The name is workaway.info. And on this website you can find different projects or hosts who offer for you to come there and work a few hours a day normally, and they give you in return a place to sleep and food. So there's no money involved in this arrangement, and sounds pretty great, so I went ahead and checked it out, and yeah, I mean, let's take a quick look at the website here, because here we see the landing page. As we see, there are 20,000 active hosts already all over the world, and this is just a random selection of projects that we are presented here on the start page. And just to take a quick look here: help on our organic farm in Beckerich, Luxembourg, and help with teaching underprivileged kids for an organization in Nairobi, volunteer on a farm in Lazio. Yeah, all sorts of projects. I remember when I first went on this website, I was like, wow, I want to go to this one, I want to go to that one, and I ended up going to a pretty amazing place. For my first one was, as I said, I was in Barcelona at the time, and I checked out what's available, and I found a beautiful house in the mountains near Valencia. And I went there and stayed longer and longer, ended up staying, I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks. It was out in the nature by a river, beautiful house and setting, and easygoing living situation. We were welcome as part of the family. I'm saying we because at the time there were up to 5 other workawayers present, and yeah, we did all sorts of different tasks, from cleaning, cooking, taking care of things like this, chopping wood. It was in January, I think. So we were heating with a stove and chopping wood, things like this. I took down a tree that had crashed in some storm or whatever, and I built a bench out of it. I will put in a picture so you can check out my awesome first ever handmade bench. And yeah, I had a great time there and decided to keep doing this, and I've been in different projects since. To mention some other experiences, I was staying in a very beautiful little mountain town, like medieval Tuscany town close to Pisa, with a view of the ocean and the Pisa tower, you know, that crooked one. And there I was also chopping wood, interestingly, but also gardening and taking care of this land where the girl or woman who, Julia, of course, who just moved in there, and she was setting up her own garden and needed help there. And also I was beekeeping there, or I probably wasn't a great help, but I did get in the beekeeping suit and ate some honey right out of the hive, and yeah, it was a great time. Also in Austria I was in a interesting project with a nice family who tried to become self-sustainable, and they were there. I was like taking care of animals and feeding animals, and it was a beautiful setting as well. So Yeah, so much about that. Now I would suggest I will just go ahead and log in to this website so we can take a look at it. Here you see my profile, but that's not what I want to show you. Let's take a look at the host list here, because that's where it gets interesting. Yeah, you can just click on any country here, or when you're logged in, I think this function is only available when you actually have an account. You can put in a city and see places that are close to the city. So I will go ahead and look for Thessaloniki now, because I will actually be going to Greece soon, in a good week. I will be on this island here, and I will be doing a permaculture workshop, which I'm really looking forward to. It's in a cool project, but I will be reporting on that soon, so let's not get into that at this point. Anyway, so yeah, I put in Thessaloniki, which is here, and now we have a distance of 250 kilometers. We see a whole bunch of little signs, and all of these are projects where people are looking for volunteers. So I actually might end up going to one of these in the coming weeks. Volunteer at an eco hotel near Thessaloniki. Now, here we have a good example. The thing is, when it comes to Workaway, from my perspective anyway, there are basically two types of hosts, and one is people who are running a business, who are looking for cheap labor in a way, and then there are people who basically just try to live their life and need help with their personal situation, let's say, or their own garden or something like this, which in my mind is a very different setting. And I'm trying to go for the projects where people just welcome you into their family, rather than running a business and giving you a place to sleep and then you can work. They're actually like taking care of business stuff. Right, so this volunteer at an eco hotel, it's probably one of those situations where you're helping to run the business. I don't want to blame these people. It's a fair choice, and it's very transparent. Everybody knows what to expect, because you have a description of what kind of work you will be doing and so on. So yeah, it's good for whoever wants to do this kind of thing. But for me, I was always trying to find a family situation where I'm more interested in the exchange with people who live in an interesting town, and I get to spend a few weeks, and I can dive into the culture and learn some language, and I don't know, things like this. Just exchange about what's happening in the world, or how we feel about the way we are living together. And my experience is that there are really a lot of people out there who are trying to live a different life out of the system. Not really, because I mean, what's the system and how to get out of it, but just accept a guest in the home, and then kind of have the situation. Okay, now you're a family member, and with that comes a lot of rights, but also responsibilities. If you see the trash needs to be emptied, then it's your job to do it. Fair enough. Kind of like this. So yeah, I will take a look at some of these in the coming days, and then I will probably in a few weeks report live, well, not live, but from one of these places, and tell you a little bit about the ongoing experience. So far, I mean, let's keep looking at the website for a moment, right? So yeah, we have 100 hosts in the radius of 250 kilometers from Thessaloniki. Here, see, there's a hostel, not my first choice, fair enough. Educational theater, cultural project, looking for helpers. Sounds awesome to me. That's the kind of project I would probably want to go to. Volunteer on an eco farm also sounds great. But yeah, I can just recommend to go take a look at this website and you will get inspired just by looking through the different projects. You have projects all over the world. I mean, on the starting page we already saw Cameroon, and I don't remember now, but it's really Asia, Africa, North America, South America, everywhere you find projects. And I mean, now I talk about Workaway all the time. There are also, I know of HelpX, which is another one that's just help and then help X. And I mean, probably some others. For me, it's good enough to be on Workaway because I already know my way through their system, and they have a lot of good hosts, and it's more than I can visit anyway. It costs €20 for 2 years to participate. For me, it's a fair price because I think it kind of avoids to have people with fake profiles or who don't take care of their profile, because by paying some money you don't want to lose your profile or get bad reputation on your profile. So of course then you take more care of answering messages and don't be what word do I use now? Don't be a mean person when you are at someone's place and just do something stupid and leave, and then you will get a negative feedback, and if you then have to make a new account and pay again, it kind of sucks. So yeah, I guess it makes sense, and yeah, it's not even €1 for a month, and I use it quite a bit, so I'm happy to pay €20. Yeah, so much about Workaway at this point. I think, as I said, I can really recommend doing this kind of travel. I mean, you need time, definitely. More time than for your normal vacation, but you don't need so much money. Like for example, let's say for me here, I'm in Germany at the moment, I can fly for less than €100 round trip from here to basically any other place in Europe, let's say. So let's say, I want to go to Spain and I find a nice project there and I can work for 4 weeks. I have no expenses unless I need my tobacco, or maybe I want to drink a beer, or I want to eat something that the people there don't have, or things like this. Okay, you have to pay. But besides that, you don't need to pay for a place to stay or food. So if you find a project that you enjoy in the nature, maybe with animals, something like this, something you usually wouldn't do, you can just do that. It's a great experience, really cheap, as I said, and it opens your mind to a new way of doing things. That's what it comes down to. If you spend a month on an eco farm where you pick your own food and eat it, and you taste what a actual tomato can taste like, it will change your mind. You don't want to buy the cheap stuff in the supermarket anymore, or at least you get more aware of what a tomato actually is, and that's a positive development in my eyes, because this whole permaculture stuff makes a lot of sense. It's the food that we put in our bodies, and it's good to become more aware of this kind of thing, and Workaway is one way to go. And if you just want to go and party in a hostel in some tourist town, then fair enough, it's possible too. You can do it through this website, and why not enjoy some time somewhere else outside of your everyday life. So I think that's it for today. I will keep on making some videos. I have one planned on water retention. Water is one of my favorite topics, so look forward to that. And see you soon. Ciao.